Hello guys, welcome to Crazy Golfers. We are back from our trip to Pinehurst. There was discontinuation in uploading the vlogs, but we are back with our next vlog. Today we'll provide you our feedback and learnings from the Pinehurst game. So let Shambhavi provide her feedback of playing Pinehurst because she played. We were just observers. So she actually played. So it's better to listen from her mouth. Shambhavi, go ahead.
My feedback is 10 out of 10. The balls were free at the practice range in Pinehurst. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed a lot. And I learned from the greens. The greens were fast. So next year when I go, I'm going to improve on putting and work harder in putting and focus on the putts and be confident. Thank you.
So my feedback of playing at Pinehurst number 6 as of August 2022 is that, as you might have seen in the game videos, the greens were really raised on almost all the greens. There was just one hole number 13, par 3, which was quite low, and tee was on the hill, and the green was very low, and next to the water body on the left side there was big water body. Otherwise all the holes, all the greens were really raised, like at least 10 to 20 feet from the fairways. So when you will decide your club, your approach club, you need to consider that slope, because you are on the lower height and then you are hitting on the green, and so obviously the total distance will be less because the ball will carry less. If you are on the same plane, then the ball will go, ball flight will be here. But if you are hitting on the raised green, then your ball will go and ball will drop here instead of the flat green or at the fairway level. So the one correction which we did on in the practice rounds, that the greens were raised, so we had when you calculate the distance from your from the range finder, obviously you need to add 20-30 yards more, at least 2 or 3 clubs more depending on the swing and wind speed, but you need to add because you will carry less, so you need to consider that. So that is one of the main feedback, I would say. Otherwise fairways were very broad, the roughs were quite cleaned. Even when she was hitting some of the practice games, she hit some slice, or if she hooked or pulled the driver on the left side and she was almost in the rough next to the fairways, it was quite flat, it was quite clean. So not rough like really hard rough with thick grass. It was quite lean grass, clean, and you can easily hit from the roughs unless you go way beyond the fairway or the hole. Otherwise it was quite easy to hit from the roughs. On many fairways you might have observed that after the fairway there is some like few feet of sand. That's part of the cart path. Before the cart path there is some rough, and then there are leaves of pine tree, because there are a lot of pine trees, so those leaves will fall. So obviously if you are walking on the fairway as an observer, you need to be careful that you don't slip on the pine tree leaves. So that's just feedback for the observers. Otherwise if you are a good player, you just hit on the line, you will be in the fairway. So and the tricky holes, I would say there was number 3 par 4, because it's a dog leg on the right side, and on the right side there is a big slope, like 30 feet drop, 20-30 feet kind of drop on the right side. So if you'll slice the ball, it will go in the drop zone, it will go OB. Even the fairway slope is on the right side, and then there is a big drop on the right side. So if you slice, if you hit on the center fairway, still the ball will slide on the right side, and it might go in the kind of valley. It's not exactly valley, but on the in the big draw, it will go in the big draw. So you need to take line on the left center of the fairway or left of the fairway. So that's one of the tricky one. And on the number 10, that was also a tricky hole because it's par 5 hole, but in this tournament, specific to this World Championship 2022, they made it par 4, and on the first round they made it little difficult because there is water on both sides. There is a bottleneck, narrow bottleneck. So if you can carry that bottleneck, like if you hit your driver around 200, then you can easily carry that bottleneck. Otherwise you need to be little cautious so that you don't go on the left or on the right, because on both sides there is a water body and you will go in the water hazard. So to avoid that, you might hit hybrid, and then you can hit 3 wood or bigger club to approach on the green. So that's the feedback for number 10. Otherwise, if it's a par 5, then your driver will be in the fairway, and then in the second shot the water bodies will not be in the play. That's my feedback. The water bodies will be short, so you can easily carry the water bodies in the by your hybrid or by your woods. So that's my feedback for hole number 10. Otherwise all the other holes were quite simple. You need to just hit on the line. The greens, the main game was on the greens in putting. So as I told you, the greens were raised from the fairway at least 10 feet or 15-20 feet higher than from the fairways. So you need to calculate that slope, higher slope. You need to over club at least by 2 or 3 clubs maybe, instead of checking the distance. When you check the distance by range fighter, you need to add 2 or 3 more clubs, then you approach the green. So apart from that, the greens were quite good. The speed was really very good. They put a lot of sand. Before the practice round, we saw that they were putting the sand, and on the practice round, if you see the video of practice round, official practice round game, then when the ball was dropping on the green, it was the sand was jumping from the spot where ball was landing on the green. So and then on the practice day, they might have run the roller. So in the game, in the official competition rounds, the green was quite good. Only thing is, if you would have seen the videos, you will observe that even in the chip shot or in the 3 wood, the ball was not rolling on the green. The reason for that, on most of the greens, when you are approaching the green, say from the front side of the green, the grass was facing opposite side. So the ball will drop on the green, it will bounce, it will roll just 2 or 3 yards, not more than that. So the roll game was not going to work over there. The ball will land on the green and it will stop quite fast. Even she was hitting 3 woods or rescue to approach the green. You might have seen even in the green side chips, the ball will drop and it will just stop. It will chuck and it will stop because the grass was in the opposite side. So you need to consider that also. Like it will not roll a lot. Like generally in 3 wood or rescue, if you'll approach on the green, it will roll over the green in general conditions, but that was not the case over there. The ball will suddenly stop, like it got a break because of the grass in the opposite direction. On the putting side, that's the key actually, where she I would say where she lost the game, because if you see, she was on the green in first round. She was on 16 holes green in regulation. In second round, she hit 14 greens in regulation. In third round, she hit 15 greens in regulation. So that's quite good number, I would say, in terms of consistency, and green in regulation number is quite high, like 88.9 or something. So close to 90% she was on the green, but she missed in the putting. So the reason for that, we found that she was not confident. I saw because I was walking with her, and also in the video you might have observed she was not putting confidently. So that's the key. You need to build confidence. Though we practiced 1 week ahead, we did 6 rounds of practice, 5 rounds before the official practice round. We practiced 4 days. We took 1 day break. Then again we practiced 1 day by playing green fee. Then 1 day break, and then we played official practice round and 3 days of game. So 6 days she practiced on the same course. But in the tournament, because of tournament pressure, performance pressure, she was scared that ball will go far away from the hole. So she was kind of very cautious in doing the putting. What we observed, the feedback I got from my caddy, the greens from if you are before the flag, the green will be slow because the grass direction is in opposite direction. So the ball, you need to hit it, but not too fast. You don't need to stroke it too fast. Like slow green, no, it was not slow, but the grass will stop. So you need to factor that. So when you are hitting towards the flag, towards the green, you need to consider that and factor that. On the downside or in the opposite direction in the return, but it will be much faster. So you need to factor that. So you need to basically practice on the fast greens, not slow greens, and where you have grass in the opposite direction and in the favor in the same direction of your putt. So you need to practice on those kind of greens, and you need to be confident while doing putting. So basically she missed the greens just like 2 or 4 holes in all the rounds, maximum like 4 holes. In the second round she missed the green, but still she made 14 over that just because of putting, nothing else. So practice your putting well. That's what we are going to do, so that we can improve our score. And like the holes where she missed the regulation, still she was able to make the chip and putt, like at least 1 or 2 holes where when in the first round she missed 2 greens, but she was able to convert 1 chip and putt out of the missed 2 greens. So that is also good. But because of putting, her score was high. In the first round she made 6 over, second round 14 over, and in third round she was 9 over. So which is obviously not good score to compete in the World Championship. But we'll improve, we'll work on the putting, and then we'll improve next year. One more feedback about putting, that you need to be 100% accurate in line and speed, because if you hit wrong speed, then ball will go over or it will be short, and if you lose the line by half centimeter, the ball will lip out very gently. It will very gently, you will see that it will just slip out the foot. So you need to be 100% accurate on line, hitting your putts on line and correct speed. On the bunker side, she was doing good. She just hit into bunkers in all 3 rounds. So her game was really consistent, I would say. I'm happy with the consistency, but we lost because of putting. She was in fairway bunker in second round on hole number 2. It's par 5 and dog leg. You hit right off straight, and then it goes towards left. So she kind of pulled the driver, and she was on the left side of fairway bunker. But she and in the second shot she hit rescue from the bunker, and it was really very good out from that fairway bunker. And then so she hit 1 fairway bunker and 1 green side bunker. I think green side bunker was on number 3 or number 2. I forgot. That was also in second round. And from there she was on the green 1 puttable, but she did 2 putts, so she lost the putting. So if you see her bunker, her bunker game was good, and she hit only 2 bunkers in like 54 holes, so that is good actually. Otherwise she was always in the fairway. Even if her drive was little fade or little slice, still it was in the fairway. and then in second shots he was always on the greens, but she missed in the putting. So practice putting, practice for the fast greens, and the tips that I have given you that might help you in next game next year. If you are staying near the Pinehurst resort or in Pinehurst resort, there is a shuttle available provided by Pinehurst, so you can also take a ride on the shuttle, and they can drop you at the Pinehurst golf courses free of cost. So that is also good thing if you are closer to Pinehurst resort, and if you are not driving your own rental car, then you can go to Pinehurst resort and you can ask that you want to go to any other course, so they will drop you by their shuttle. Same way for the pickup at the golf course, you can ask them to send the shuttle, and they will arrange the shuttle for you. Till then, bye bye, see you, take care. Few more things. On the first day when we arrived, we kind of little challenged to find the golf club. So we were following the Google, but it was we were in the golf course premise. We can see few holes from the road, but we weren't able to find where is the parking or where is the golf course. So we had to ask somebody near one of the villa. So I'll drop Google location in the description box, so that you if somebody is going, you can just follow the link from there of the exact parking lot, so that you don't need to struggle in finding the golf course. About the practice range, it's quite open. They have a big practice range. It's open for the kids, US kids, and there was no charge to hit the ball, so that's one of the pretty good things. They were not charging anything for the practice range balls. All the balls were free. All the Pro V practice balls were there, and they had ample amount of balls. There was no shortage of balls. Even if there are like 30-40 people or 30-40 kids were hitting the balls, it's big range, and the balls were full everywhere, and they were keep on collecting the balls and putting in the big buckets. So around 200 balls in one bucket can fill, and these were lying on each practice mat. So that was not, practice range was not a challenge at all. The practice green was also good. There is a separate chipping area. There is a pitching area. So on pitching area you can hit a little bit longer chip shots. You can practice the bunker shots on the pitching area, and on the there was separate green for just for the chipping, like green side chipping, 10 yards, 15 yards chipping, and then there was a practice range. Then there was separate practice green, so to practice the putt. So the condition of all the practice areas were pretty good, quite decent, similar to the golf course practice greens and bunkers. So it was awesome. And on the clubhouse, it's a small clubhouse, so you will just get to restrooms, a few things to eat, not much to eat. So always better to carry your food if you want something. Otherwise you can get a few items like quite like go sandwich or go burger kind of things in the clubhouse. And for the practice game on like US kids practice round days, the charges for the round, the green fee for US kids practice round was $30, and on other days, especially for US kids tournament, like for 2 or 3 weeks they give discounted green fee, that was $38. And if you take a buggy, if you take a golf cart, then it was $76, including green fee and golf cart for Latinos, $76. There was water cooler, there was ice maker available at the clubhouse, as well as like number 6, number 13, 12. So water was ample amount of cold water, and ice maker was available. So you no need to worry about that you will not get the water on the golf course. And there was a food cart also running in the front 9. On the back 9, they I have not seen they were running the food cart, but on the back 9 water was also available everywhere. Almost on on every other hole there was water available and ice available. So these are the quite good points provided by Pinehurst to promote junior golf. So I'm happy about these. Parking was quite huge, quite big. On some other golf courses, I know there were small parking, so they had some alternate arrangement of parking. But on Pinehurst number 6, there was huge parking available. So there was no problem of parking. There was some push carts also available during the practice round, and that was free of cost. Actually, they kept those push carts only for the members, but for US kids, they were providing those cards free of cost. So you can, if you are planning a game, you can take one of those cards. No need to carry your golf push card from anywhere. Most of the US people, because they are coming by road, and so they were carrying their own cards. So like there were 10, 20 push cards were available, so it was available for the kids. That was not an issue. So those were the good things, preparing your logistics. Keep watching Crazy Golfers. Bye bye, happy golfing.